Gaming hasn't been the same lately. Something feels off, and you can't quite put your finger on it. Sound familiar? Yeah. Recently, I came across a video from Josh Hayes that I think might answer this question for you. And I must say, my mind was blown. So you need to do yourself a favor and go check this out because it is worth the watch. I can't and won't take any credit for his thoughts on this one. I'm merely here to spread the word and maybe add some embellishments. Link to that video will be in the description. But to sum it up for you, he drops this amazing quote. You didn't enjoy those games years ago because they gave you everything. You enjoyed them because you gave them everything. I mean, that is gold. You gave the game everything. Okay, so think about that for a minute. Let it sink in, and we'll get back to it. So where we last left off on our adventure, we were tasked with obtaining the Horn of Jürgen Windcaller from Ustengrav. Unfortunately, it looks like someone got to it before we did. All they left us was a note saying, Dragonborn, I need to speak to you urgently. Rent the attic room at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood, and I'll meet you. A friend. A friend, huh? Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
You're
Ragnar the Red.
I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers. Attic room, eh? Well, we don't have an attic room, but you can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
No attic? I hope this isn't a trap. All right, now we wait. Okay, that was fast.
So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. I think you're looking for this. We need to talk. Follow me.
I don't see why it was necessary that I go into one of the rooms when she could have just easily pulled me aside and asked me to follow her from the get-go. Oh well. So Delphine led me into a wardrobe that took us down into a hidden basement where she would explain everything. Turns out, she thinks that the Thalmor have something to do with the dragons returning, and she needs my help to stop whatever is bringing them back to life.
I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time. If you really are Dragonborn, that is.
She's still uncertain as to whether I really am Dragonborn, but her plan is to take me where the next dragon will be revived, so we can take it down together.
I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty, and I figured out where the next one will come back to life. We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know. The Dragonstone was a map of ancient dragon burial sites. I've looked at which ones are now empty. The pattern is pretty clear. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, down in the Gerals near Riften. Kynes Grove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
So, that's where we're headed. Kynes Grove. Come on, I'm a thief. Can't leave this practically good coin just lying around. And these potions. And arrows. And more coin. Okay, back to that quote I mentioned earlier. You gave the game everything. Let's break it down, shall we? The only way I can put this into a general context is if we go back to our childhood. Do you remember playing Cops and Robbers as a kid? Power Rangers versus Putties, Barbie dolls, pirates, basically anything that you had to use your imagination in order to properly play out these scenarios. Okay, now that you have that memory unlocked, do you remember what you had to work with? I think you know where I'm going with this. We had towels for capes, sticks as swords, Nerf guns, maybe a thin nylon costume from a previous Halloween, if we were lucky. Basically, we didn't have much, okay? But from what I remember, I really was the hero taking on those bad guys with actual superpowers. I really was that ruthless pirate, making my sister walk the plank from an elite ship. In my eyes, it was very real. All of it. But it's only because of what I put into it. The amount of energy and creativity in those play sessions were immeasurable. We used to have this amazing ability to completely lose ourselves in the world of imagination. And then, as time went on, we had more responsibilities, less energy, and less time. Less time to nurture our hopeful, youthful, imaginative spirits. We grew up. Well, here we are, Kynes Grove.
No, you don't want to go up there. A dragon, it's attacking.
Don't worry, ma'am. I think I can handle this.
Steady. You know what's happening. Let's watch and wait. This is worse than I thought.
Damn, that is terrifying.
Alduinturi, boantid vogrihajuliksenjun kuzik. You do not even know our tongue, do you? Such arrogance, to dare take for yourself the name of Nova. Sarvanir, Krida, Ju.
All right, enough dragon
Hold on.
speech. It's showtime.
above. You really are Dragonborn.
I told you. All right, Delphine, your turn. Start talking.
I'm one of the last members of the Blaze.
Interesting. You know, I've seen that dragon before, the one that got away.
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
the one that attacked Helgen.
Interesting. Same dragon. Damn it. We're blundering around in the dark here.
You're telling
We
me.
need to figure out who's behind it all.
Okay, so what's our next move?
The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Thalmor are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is.
Okay, well, what makes you think it's the Thalmor?
Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else.
Okay, that's great and all, but we're going to need some proof.
If we could get into the Thalmor embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is, that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse.
Well, how do we get in?
I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together. Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
Okay, so we're sneaking into the embassy. Sounds like this is right up our alley. But before heading back to Riverwood, I had some unfinished business with the Greybeards.
You've retrieved the horn of Jorgen Winkel. Well done. You have now passed all the trials. Come with me. It is time for us to recognize you formally as Dragonborn. You are ready to learn the final word of unrelenting force. Da, which means push. Da. Stand between us and prepare yourself.
It was time. Time to complete Unrelenting Force.
You are ready.
That's it? No after party? Tavern crawl? No? Okay. So, after leaving with nothing other than Da, I headed back to Riverwood to speak with Delphine.
I figured out how we're going to get you into the Thalmor embassy.
Wait, you're not coming?
That would be a bad idea. I'd be too likely to attract the wrong kind of attention. But they don't know you at all yet.
Okay, so what's the plan?
The Thalmor ambassador, Elenwen, regularly throws parties where the rich and connected cozy up to the Thalmor. I can get you into one of those parties. Once you're inside the embassy, you can get away and find Elenwen's secret files. I have a contact inside the embassy. His name is Malborn. Wood Elf. Plenty of reason to hate the Thalmor. I'll get word for him to meet you in solitude at the Winking Skeever. While you're doing that, I'll work on getting you an invitation to Elenwen's little party. Meet me at the Solitude stables after you've arranged things with Malborn. Any questions?
Alright, but once I'm inside, then what?
That's when the fun starts. You'll have to slip away from the party without raising the alarm. Then you'll need to find Elenwen's office and search her files. Malborn should be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay, well, we're off to Solitude to meet our contact Malborn. Well, this is exciting. About to go James Bond on the Thalmor. Now, where in the hell is Solitude? Ah, there you are. Looks like Ustengrab is the closest. Here we go. Okay, back to our main topic. So after dropping an insightful quote, Josh goes on to say that he thinks what's happened is that we've become a bit jaded, which is probably the obvious answer here. So think about it. We've been consuming media our whole life, and now nothing is really special anymore. It almost feels like we've seen it all at this point, and there's no more room for excitement or wonder. We've become passive consumers instead of active ones, and this is where it all starts to make sense. We're expecting games to give us this amazing adventure when we're barely putting any effort into it on our end. Josh made me realize that games are like a relationship. You're only going to get out of them what you put into them. And unfortunately, I think that's what's happening with my adventure in Skyrim. Now, don't get me wrong, I think this game is fantastic. But am I having the time of my life? Not really. I feel like I'm just going through the motions right now, rushing to get through it before Starfield drops instead of really immersing myself in the world that Bethesda has built. You know, really taking it all in, playing as though I'm actually existing in this world that feels alive. I'm just not doing it. I was really hoping to get through this before September, but I have to be honest with myself, that's not happening. Not only do I not have the time, but I think this game deserves better. Like, way better. A game of this scope doesn't deserve to be just skimmed over like it's a checklist of things to do. NPCs need to be interacted with. The books need to be read. Missions need to be taken seriously. I'm barely doing anything that's adding energy to the game. It's all surface level. And in return, that's what I'm getting. a surface level connection. Here we are. Solitude.
Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home. Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Oh, a beheading, my favorite.
Rogver, you helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig. By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
Oh, that's not good.
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged Torrig. He beat the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Boo!
I have a little
Wait,
problem.
can I?
Put that down.
Hope they don't mind if I just drag this around for a little bit.
Coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
Soccer, anyone? Just a quick scrimmage.
Mind yourself in my city, friend.
Ha, juke
This
ya.
here axe in full swing is a right terrible sight.
Alright, that was fun. Now, where is Malborn? Hello, good sir.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend.
So, what is the story behind the name?
Well, as it turns out, I had a pet skeever when I was a boy, and he used to wink.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I thought so.
Ah, the man with the arrow above his head. This must be Malborn.
Yes?
I was sent by Delphine.
Really? You're who she picked? I hope she knows what she's doing.
Excuse me?
Here's the deal. I can smuggle some equipment into the embassy for you.
Okay.
Don't plan on bringing anything else in with you. The Thalmor takes security very seriously. Give me what you can't live without, and I'll make sure to get it into the embassy. The rest is up to you.
So, what should I bring with me?
You're asking me? She promised that she was sending someone who knew what
Okay,
they were
bro,
doing.
calm down. Do
If
not
you
make me
actually
Foos
work it out
Rodan here, okay?
I'd bring whatever you need to move quietly and kill quickly.
Alright, here, take this. We'll chat later.
Okay, I'll get this inside the embassy for you. I've got to go. I'll find you at the party. Don't worry. Your job is to get into the party without being fingered as a spy. I'll take care of the rest.
Alright, understood.
Your job
Oh,
is to get into
Jesus.
the party without being fingered as a spy. I'll take care of the rest.
I know! I heard you the first time, you weirdo.
Have you given Malborn the gear you want to smuggle into the embassy?
Yep, he's all set.
Good. I have your invitation to the party. But the only way you're going to get past the guards is if they really believe you're an invited guest. Which means you need to look the part and not be armed to the teeth. Here, put this on. When you're ready, I'll keep the rest of your gear safe until you get back. You'll only have what Malborn smuggled in for you, plus whatever you can pick up inside.
Alright, about to look suave as hell in my party disguise.
I guess that'll have to do.
Yeah, it'll
You
do.
should pass for a real guest, at least until you open your mouth. Ready to board the carriage to the embassy?
I'm ready.
Don't worry, it will all be waiting for you when you get back. Just make sure you get back out of there alive with the information we need. Good luck.
A fellow latecomer to Ellenman's little soiree. And arriving by carriage, no less. I salute you, sir. Drinking in the world today. Wouldn't
Welcome
you
to the
agree?
Thalmor Embassy. Your invitation, please.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir. Go right in.
Thank you so much. Man, I really hope I can pull this
I'm
off.
just doing my duty, sir. Everything...
Welcome. I don't believe we've met. I am Elenwen, the Thalmor ambassador to Skyrim. And you are?
You're Elowin. I've heard so much about you.
Have you? All good, I trust. But you have me at a disadvantage. I'm afraid I know nothing about you.
Uh-huh.
Please,
Madam
tell me more
Ambassador,
about
I'm
yourself.
so sorry to
What
interrupt.
brings you to this... to Skyrim? What is it, Malborn?
It's just that we've run out of the Alto wine. Do I have your permission to uncork the...
Of course. I've told you before not to bother me with such trifles.
Yes,
Poor
Madam
as
Ambassador.
wretches.
My apologies. We'll have to get better acquainted later. Please, enjoy yourself.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you. Malborn, it's me.
What can I get for you? You made it in. Good. As soon as you distract the guards, I'll open this door and we can get you on your way. Let's hope we both live through this day.
Yeah, let's hope. All right, I'm ready.
Of course. Let me see if we have another bottle of that. I'll be waiting by the door for everyone to be distracted.
Copy that. Now, time to find a distraction.
What does a fellow need to do to get a drink around here?
You look thirsty.
My friend, you are very perceptive. I have a powerful thirst that cannot be slaked. And none of the waiters will bring me a drink. Ellenwen must have told him to cut me off, a frigid bitch.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Afraid I'll cause another scene, I suppose.
I think we hooked this dude up with all the booze.
What does a fellow need to do?
Here you go.
Ah, the one generous soul amongst a gathering of pinch pennies and lick spittles. If there's anything I can ever do for you, do not hesitate to call upon me.
Actually, there is something you could do for me.
Your wish is my command. As long as it doesn't involve much physical activity. I seem to be having trouble staying on my feet at the moment.
I just need you to act like a jackass.
Is that all? My friend, you've come to the right person. You could say that causing a scene is somewhat of a specialty of mine. Stand back and behold my handiwork.
Thanks, Raz. You're the real MVP.
Attention, everyone. Could I have your attention, please? I have an announcement.
Let's go. Let's go. Before anyone notices
Okay,
us.
okay.
Ellenwen, our mistress. I speak fair.
So far, so good. Let's hope nobody saw us slip out. We need to pass through the kitchen. Your gear is hidden in the larder. Just stay close and let me do any talking. Got it? Follow me.
Right behind you, Mal.
Who comes, Malcolm? You know I don't like strange smells in my kitchen.
A guest feeling ill. Leave the poor wretch be.
A guest? In the kitchens? You know this is against the rules.
Rules, is it, Zabani? I didn't realize that eating moon sugar was permitted. Perhaps I should ask the ambassador.
Get out of here. I saw nothing.
Let's hope that it ends.
Your gear is in that chest. I'll lock the door behind you. Don't screw this up. Come on. If someone misses me at the party, we're both dead.
Okay, chill.
did see something interesting not long ago. There were several Khajiit cavalry.
Hurry it up. Gotta get back before I'm missed.
Wish me luck, Mal. All right, let's keep this nice and quiet. Ah, crap.
More of the emissaries treat me enforcers.
Since this is no longer going to be a stealthy sequence, I may as well continue our conversation from earlier. Now, even though I agree that a majority of the problem is mostly on us, I also feel like we're not the only ones to blame in this mess of games not being fun anymore. I've noticed modern open world games are holding our hands more and more these days. Map markers for every collectible, mini-maps acting as GPS units, HUDs that are covered in meters, hints, objective reminders, and the list goes on. Basically, some games have taken all of the thinking out of the equation, and we're practically playing on autopilot. Again, passive versus active. In my last video, I started playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and I really wanted to see if I could give myself a true immersive experience. So I eliminated the HUD entirely, and upped the difficulty level for a more realistic challenge. And I turned guided mode off, which essentially gives you clues as to where the mission target is, instead of just showing you the location. Well, it's safe to say that I walked away from that experience truly enlightened. Every move I was making was with extreme caution. I had to navigate a game map actually using my brain. Reading intel was necessary to understand objectives. And I was actually forced to stay aware of my surroundings at all times, as nothing was going to notify me that I'd been spotted by the enemy. I gave the game everything I had, and damn did it feel good.
That money
I earned it. I have my own expenses, you know.
Silence.
Okay, let's take this real
Do not
slow.
presume, Gisser. You are most useful, but do not presume. Offensive.
But no one else has brought you such valuable information, have they? Etienne, he's talked, hasn't he? He knows where that old man is you're looking for. He told me himself.
You'll get the rest of your money when we confirm his story, as agreed.
So he has talked. I knew it.
Now, I have work to do.
Oh
Leave me
crap.
to it if ever you
The
want
conversation
to
seems to be ending. Let's grab this stuff real
Good
quick.
night.
What's this? Dragon investigation? Okay, interesting. Well, looks like the Thalmor aren't the ones doing the resurrecting, but it seems as though they know who is, and they've got them locked up in one of their holding cells. Well, this just turned into a breakout mission. Now, to find that cell.
Shoe will be on the other foot.
Ah, the dungeon. I'm gonna take a lucky guess and assume this is the right way.
I don't know anything else. I think I'd have told you already.
Ooh, Aura Whisper is pretty cool.
Spoken to. Master Rolandel will ask the questions.
Start at the beginning, as usual.
Poor bastard. Let's put a stop to this.
I tell you again, I don't even know anything. There's an old man. He lives in Riften.
And his name is...
I don't know his name.
Don't worry, pal. I'm getting you out.
I told you. I don't know anything else about it.
Oh, I'm not here to torture you.
What? Who? What? What do you want then?
Look, no time to explain. Let's just get out of here.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Come on, this way. I've seen the guards use it to get rid of bodies. It must lead somewhere.
Actually, second thought. If we end up getting split up for some reason, I'd like to know if you have any important information before, I let you go.
I damn well hope so. If it helps you twist them up, I'm glad to help. They're after some old guy named Esbern. Something to do with dragons. I gathered it from listening to them talk when they thought I was out. I've seen a guy in Riften who they seem to think is him. Not much to go on. I don't even know where he lives or his name, but they seem pretty excited about it. That's it. Now, let's get out of here.
All right, thank you. Let's do this.
No problem. Thanks for springing me. I owe you. Look me up in Riften if you make it out.
Jeez. I knew this seemed way too easy.
Listen up, spy. You're trapped in here, and we have your accomplice. Surrender immediately, or you both die.
Never mind.
Silence,
I'm
traitor.
dead already.
Move. Slowly.
Mal! With Mal gone, there was only one thing to do. Make them pay. In blood. Oh, Mal. I'm so sorry. For taking your stuff. I know you would have done the same, though. So... Nice! A book on Esbern and some... apple pie? Before leaving, I went back to the office upstairs and attempted to steal the fancy-looking dagger set locked away. Well, so much for that. So, I took the next best thing. Every single book. Yeah, that'll teach him to lock nice things up. And just like that, Etienne and I were out of there. Well, almost anyway.
It's nothing.
Great, now Etienne's dead. Seems like no matter where I go, I'm getting someone killed. Fantastic. The Frost Troll was playing hard to get, so I made a move. out of there as fast as I could. I safely made it back to Riverwood, donning a full set of Thalmor gear. Not gonna lie, I look pretty badass.
You made it out alive, at least. Your gear's safe in my room, as promised. Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, the Thalmor know jack squat.
Really? That seems hard to believe. You're sure about that?
Positive. Also, they're looking for someone named Esbern.
Esbern? He's alive? I thought the Thalmor must have got him years ago. That crazy old man. Figures the Thalmor would be on his trail, though, if they were trying to find out what's going on with the dragons.
Okay, so what do the Thalmor want with him?
You mean aside from wanting to kill every blade they can lay their hands on? Esbern was one of the Blade's archivists, back before the Thalmor smashed us during the Great War. He knew everything about the ancient dragon lore of the Blades. Obsessed with it, really. Nobody paid much attention back then. I guess he wasn't as crazy as we all thought.
Oh, so the Thalmor think the Blades know about
Ironic,
the dragons.
Right?
Oh.
The old enemies assume that every calamity must be a plot by the other side. Even so, we've got to find Esbern before they do. He'll know how to stop the dragons, if anybody does. Do they know where he is?
Well, they think he's hiding out in Riften.
Riften, eh? Probably down in the Ratway, then. It's where I'd go.
Wonderful.
You'd better get to Riften. Talk to Brynjolf. He's well-connected. A good starting point, at least. Oh, and when you find Esbern, if you think I'm paranoid, you may have some trouble getting him to trust you. Just ask him where he was on the 30th of Frostfall. You'll know what it means.
Okay. Brynjolf, Esbern, 30th of Frostfall. I can do this. Riften, here we come. Now, of course, with the limited amount of time I have as an adult gamer, with a full-time job and family, there's no way I'm going to be able to play both sides of the coin here. My goal has to either be to experience as many games as I can, within a reasonable amount of time, or I only focus on finding a couple of games that bring me a feeling that goes beyond joy, an experience that will take me back to the level of escapism I had as a kid. Something that could possibly top all of my previous gaming experiences combined. Now, while I think that these options are neither right or wrong, I do know that the choice for me, well, it's a no-brainer. Hold that thought.
Cleared out, I guess.
Woo, that was a close one. You were almost a
What's a
goner.
milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
Bro, have you heard of Fus Roda?
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
Well, actually, I was thinking I could drink your mother's milk instead.
I don't have to take that from you.
About to show this dude who's boss.
Yeah.
Pathetic. So if you're like me and gaming is starting to feel stale, like you're just going through the motions, well, then maybe it's time to change your mindset. Time to get creative. Time to find the time to put in a little more effort. It's time to have fun again. Time to give the game everything.